boys and girls. Let's have some fun and draw together today. Maybe even your parents would like to join in. Anyone in your household is really welcome. Today's project is recommended for 2nd grade. We'll be learning about nature today with our picture. We have a tree, we have tulips, we have flowers, butterflies, and cocoons. So I'd say it's a springtime landscape, learning about butterflies and cocoons. For this project, you are just going to need a piece of paper, a pencil, and an eraser. If you'd like to erase, make sure that you draw lightly enough so that you can erase. Once you're completed with this, if you'd like to fill it in with Sharpie or colored markers or crayons, anything you have at home, boys and girls is fine, colored pencils, anything you'd like. So let's begin with our shapes. Let's start with our shapes. I'm going to use a marker so you can see better. Remember to hold onto your paper with one hand, draw with the other hand. The first shape is a circle. Anywhere on your paper, you can use a scrap piece of paper also. Next shape is a dot. It's a circle, but we color it all the way in, so we call it a dot. The next, do you remember the name of this line? Very good, boys and girls. Horizontal. Can we all say that together? Horizontal line. Next line, you remember that one? Vertical. Very good. Vertical line. Very good. We have one more line. Remember the name of that one? Diagonal. Very good, boys and girls. Let's say it together. Diagonal line. Okay. Then we have our half circles. A U. An upside down U. Looks like a rainbow. A C and a backward C. All of these are half circles. So if we put them together, it would make a full circle. Then we have our angled lines, which are our V's. A regular V, an upside down V, which looks like an A without the crossbar, a sideways V, and another sideways V. Very good. Then we have a slightly curved line. Remember, it is not as curved as our upside down U or rainbow. It's not as straight as our straight line. That's why we call it a slightly curved line. Then we have our lazy S. Our lazy S laying down or horizontally, we call a hill and a valley. And then we've been doing spirals lately, which is just fun. So remember, you start in the middle. Looks like you're going to do a circle, but you go past that point and just keep going around. And remember, they make wonderful snails. That's why they're fun. All right, so those are our shapes. Remember, we're going to do them before every project because it just makes it easier for us to draw. Now that we've finished with our shapes, let's begin with our project. Boys and girls, you can have your picture, your paper, any way you want. I have it the tall way, which is vertical, but if you'd like to have it horizontal, that's fine. Today, really, our subject matter is the tree and the butterflies, and then in the foreground we have flowers, and of course we have some cocoons, okay? So the first thing that we're going to draw is our tree. That's our main focus of our picture today. I'm going to start at the bottom. Remember, trees are not perfect, so they don't have to be perfectly straight lines. They can be a little wiggly. Do remember to hold onto your paper with one hand and draw with your other. Okay, boys and girls. I'm going to start right about here. Remember that it's always wider at the base of the tree, getting a little thinner as it starts coming up to the tree. Okay, so I have a nice base. I'm getting thinner. I'd now like to make some branches. So I'm going to take one line over this way. I'm going to bring another line over this way. I like that V that it made there. So I'm going to start right here and I'm going to thicken this branch and thicken this branch. Now to continue my branches, a really easy method, I believe I've taught you this before, is if you make a V in the middle of your branch, see it's not touching either side, But now I have 4 lines really. So if I continue this line, my outside line, and these 2 lines that I created inside, I just created 2 branches out of 1. So that's a wonderful technique. If you have another way of drawing trees, of course that's fine too. But you can do this continually, putting that V in the middle. See, and it makes some really nice branches. You can go off in any direction you want. You can come back this way if you'd like. Okay? So anything you'd like to do. I want to give you a few minutes to design your own tree. Remember, it's wider at the base, getting a little thinner as it gets up. Then I did a V because I like this right here. I like how that makes a nice spot. I can put in some birds in my tree or more butterflies or cocoons. So I like the way that's opened that up. I always like to put a hole in my tree. It's always so much fun. You can put a nest in there. You can put a bird in there. Whatever you'd like to. All right, we're going to go get started now on some butterflies, since I said that we are going to learn butterflies today. Remember, there's lots of ways to draw a butterfly, but I try to do the simplest way. So let's remember our butterfly has 3 parts in the body part, okay? It first starts with the head, which is a circle. The next is the thorax, which I do a long U, kind of like a hot dog. You decide how big and long your butterfly is going to be. Then the last part of the body is the abdomen. It can be either a V or a U, whatever you like. So those are your 3 parts. Now we're going to start adding to it. If you want to put in eyes, I did 2 little dots. Of course, he has antennae. You can make those any way you want. Here I kind of made it almost look like a heart. You could put hearts on the end of it. You could put dots on the end of it, however you like your antennas to be is fine. Now for the wings, we're going to start right here between the head and the thorax. I'm going to make a diagonal line up and a diagonal line up. Notice I do it differently every way. Here I did a slightly curved line up. If you prefer that, that's fine. I am now going to go to the middle, and I'm going to put 2 other lines coming out. That way I know that's my first set of wings. Now I can close that in any way I want. I can do a lazy S to close it in. I could just do a half circle to close it in. So I did it differently on both sides just so you could see. Then of course we have the bottom wings. So right here, again, we're going to touch the thorax. I'm going to do a diagonal line and another diagonal line. And you can close that in any way you want. You can do curved lines, wiggly lines. Here you can do a half circle, whatever you want to close it in, however you like your butterfly. Remember, the most important part about our butterfly is that it has a head, thorax, and abdomen, that it has 4 wings, and that the wings are symmetrical. Remember what symmetry means? They're same on both sides, okay? So if you put a dot or a circle on this side of the wing, he needs one over here, okay? If you put a wiggly line on this side, you need a wiggly line on this side. A dot over here, a dot over here. Both of these wings need to look the same on both sides. That's very important, boys and girls, if you want to make a realistic butterfly. Then, of course, we have cocoons. Remember, before they become butterflies, they're cocoons and they're hanging from the tree. The easiest way to do this is really start with a dot wherever you want it. And then all I did is back and forth lines, kind of curved to make it look like a cocoon. I'll do another one, okay? Just back and forth. All right. So I have a couple of cocoons there. Let's work on some flowers now, boys and girls. I think we started tulips before we left school, so let's see if you remember how to do it. The first tulip is going to start just with a U. Okay, can everybody see that? You're going to close that U in with upside down U's. Okay. Then we're going to grow our tulip. I'm going to touch the side with a curved line come up, a side with a curved line coming up, and then I'm going to take my upside down U's and meet my first petal. Now I have 3 petals. I need the back petal. So the back petal is simply just upside down U's all the way across. And now I have an inside where I can put my little stamen. Remember where the hummingbirds and other insects come to pollinate? It's right inside there. Now we need 2 stems down, or 2 lines down for a stem, right? Because we want it thick and realistic. The leaves on tulips are long and slightly curved. So I'm going to do a slightly curved line like that, and then bring it back. See how long I made it? The leaves are long. Let's make one more, and then we'll do another flower on this side. So again, remember how I started? First with a U, close it in with upside down U's, touch the side, slightly curved line up, the other side, slightly curved line up, upside down U's to that first petal, then touch the 2 petals that I just finished, and that's where I'm going to do my upside down U's for the back. Here's my inside, and my leaves. Remember, when I bump into something, I say, excuse me. I just said excuse me to that little leaf. I'm going to make some more leaves here. Remember, they're very long. Remember how I like when things go in front and in back of each other. It makes a nice composition. Hope you're thinking about your composition. Remember, that's how your picture is going to look at the end. You started to think about that in the beginning, I hope. So we have our tree, we have a butterfly. I hope you put in more butterflies, more tulips. Let's do some other flowers on the other side. Remember, flowers, you can make any flowers you want. Just trying to teach you some different flowers. So this has a center. The center is a U closed in with slightly curved lines. And then from that, it has all of my slightly curved lines, petals. This is more a daffodil flower. But like I said, boys and girls, you can make any flower you want, whichever you like. Just give it 2 stems, 2 lines for its stem, and leaves, and you're great. Like I said, if you wanted to put a little bird in here, you could. For a little bird, an upside down U for the top of his head. He's looking at us, so 2 dots for his eyes right there. His beak is right there looking at us. And then touch the head and give me 2 slightly curves down for his body. And then you might want to put him in a little nest. If you want wings, you can. Whatever you have room for. So boys and girls, I hope you have fun with this springtime landscape and learning about cocoons and butterflies. Remember that butterflies have to be the same on both sides when you decorate them. So have fun, boys and girls, and I'll see you next week.